Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's trials are being closely watched by people all around the world, and it won't be wrong to say that the defamation lawsuit is not going well for Amber Heard. While it appears like she is already on the losing end of this long-drawn battle, the snippets from videos of the court proceedings have gone viral. In the most recent video, it can be seen that her lawyer is upset about her and completely ignores her. This picture on Reddit is going viral as Amber's lawyer is completely ignoring her while the ongoing court proceedings are not yet adjourned. Rottenborn on Thursday, April 21st, Amber Heard's lawyer, J. Benjamin Rottenborn, and her legal team began Johnny Depp's cross-examination on the witness stand. In an attempt to oppose Depp's defamation case against Heard, the attorneys questioned him about drugs, messages, and addiction. Rottenborn has been the focus of close study and investigation as a result of the tremendous outrage surrounding the case and its complexities. As Heard's attorney, Rottenborn's background and credentials are of interest to anyone following the case. Benjamin Rottenborn is a notable lawyer at Woods Rogers who works in the litigation, government inquiries, and white-collar criminal defense and rising growth practice areas. He has extensive expertise in representing clients in difficult civil disputes. He has been defending Ms. Heard in this case of defamation.
Okay, look at this. Nobody greeted her. Nobody pulled out her chair again. Everybody is like, we are over it. We are over it. Watch this. Watch this. Trying to give him the paper. He's not interested. He's not interested in your fake evidence. Barely looks at it. Whatever, lady. Nobody's interested in any more of your bullshit. He's been looking at his bad reviews on his website all weekend, and he is over it. He is regretting his decisions to take this case. Oh, okay, she'll take it in the back there just because they're trying to be professional still. Nobody is interested in your shit anymore, lady.
He explains to the judge that the Washington Post had written an article that she reposted on her Instagram, that she had written the article the previous day. Essentially, she claims that her husband, Depp, has defamed her based on an article that she wrote. Then Rottenborn argues with the judge for the motion to strike without any evidence. The argument is based on the article that his client wrote, and Amber has not disregarded, but has rather accepted the title. This video shows that the judge is falling short of words and does not seem to understand how to react to this entire scenario that seems vague and funny.
I'm not arguing that the court should strike because they haven't put Miss Heard on to testify about the headline.
But I assume part of that would be that they would, I guess they intend to get from Miss Heard is that she either wrote it or republished it.
Yeah, what happened the next day is Miss Heard posted it on her Instagram account and said, look what I published yesterday in the Washington Post. So she adopted the title, and her name was on the article which contained the title. I just sending that tweet.
But you're saying for the motion to strike, the only evidence before the court is that the Washington Post wrote that title.
Correct, and that's very different from what happened the next day. The stipulation didn't go toward who wrote the title. That was never part of anything, and it's undisputed, and Ms. Heard will testify that she didn't write the title. We'll get to that next.
But I know, but see, the problem is, how do I do a motion to strike when that evidence isn't before me yet?
Things were certain to become heated as Johnny Depp's attorneys began cross-examining Amber Heard in the actor's $50 million defamation case against his ex-wife. I didn't want to inform anyone, an apparently deceitful Heard said. I despised it. I loathed it. She added later during her cross-examination about the nature of her relationship with Depp and the several images she took of him unconscious, either asleep or on the nod. Monday's first session of cross-examination also resolved one of the trial's puzzles. Vasquez said to Heard immediately after taking the stand to begin cross-examination on Monday that the sunglass-wearing Depp had not glanced at her since the trial began on April 11th. Not that I've noticed, Heard remarked tiredly as Vasquez said Depp had falsely promised you'd never see his eyes again. For that purpose, the jury was shown an audio clip from late 2016 of the pair meeting together in San Francisco after they had split and a restraining order had been filed. Depp can plainly be heard on the recording complaining that his soon-to-be ex-wife would never see his eyes again. Depp says on the audio, "Despite all the stuff you said, you will always be nothing to me." The couple divorced in 2016 and have been fighting in court ever since, both claiming to be the greater sufferers in the relationship. Heard said, claiming to be a survivor of domestic violence. She, however, never mentioned Depp. Johnny Depp is scheduled to testify again in his defamation trial against ex-wife Amber Heard. According to media reports, Ms. Heard's defense team intends to call Johnny as a witness on Monday. The actor will be questioned days after Amber's cross-examination. Representatives for Johnny and Amber have yet to issue an official comment. The concluding arguments in the trial are scheduled for Friday. However, Rottenborn does not seem to understand how to fight the entire argument. He has been using terms such as hearsay and objection at the most random times, even when he was the lawyer who asked the question in the first place. The clipping below shows that he has asked a question about a certain injury on Johnny's hand, and he's the one who objects to it when Mr. Depp answers. The judge seems to be so confused and does not know how to deal with this entire situation. And it's not because the case is complicated, but rather because she does not seem to know how to handle the court when Rottenborn asks some very silly and stupid questions.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, he said he sustained an injury to his finger.
I think it's safe to say this is because Mr. Rottenborn has an objection to anything Depp has to say when he is in the box. This compilation below shows that Johnny now seems to be expecting an objection, and he is surprised when there is no objection from Rottenborn. Mr. Rottenborn also seems to ask the same question repeatedly, and Mr. Depp really seems to be enjoying himself. Whether it's asking about a signature on the same document 4 times, or saying that he poured himself a mega pint of wine.
Right.
You did.
Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay. Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
Did I read that right?
You continue to read them right, yes.
Right after you cut your finger off, right after, I won't give you anything to argue with me yet. Right after you sustained an injury to your finger, right after you sustained an injury to your finger,
Bless you.
poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.